Hello, and welcome to another episode of I Survived. I am so glad to be here with you tonight and spend this next hour with you. My name is Rita Green, and I'm the host of I Survived, and I just like to welcome everybody today. We have an amazing show, so we're not going to delay. We'll just jump straight on into it. Our special guest today is Derek Carter, and Derek has survived a fatal accident. I know that sounds crazy to say, a fatal accident, and he's here to tell his story. So thank you so much, Derek, for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to talk about this because it's such a powerful thing to be able to say that you survived something that's tragic. And a lot of people may not know what comes along with going through something like this. So I'm excited for you to share your story and how you survived and how you came back and all of that. So let's get started. Again, thank you so much for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you were born and raised, and do you have siblings? You know, what was your family like?
Okay. I was born and raised here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Grew up on the west side. Went to Pike High School. I have two brothers, a younger brother and an older brother. So
Okay.
I'm the middle child. You know, the better child is always the middle. Yeah, I also had family on the east side as well. So I kind of grew up in all different sides of the city. So yeah.
Okay. So you went to Pike, you were a Red Devil.
Oh yeah, I'm a Red Devil.
What year did you come out?
2006.
Oh, so you're a baby. Okay. I came out in 99.
It, it, 2006. It's 2021. Yeah, it's a long
Yeah.
time ago. I'm not a baby anymore.
Absolutely. So
Mhm.
you're the middle child
Yes, I am.
and you have all brothers?
Yep, we're all brothers.
Wow. What
Couldn't
was that like? Just a whole bunch of
forget.
men.
Yep. Now it's a whole bunch of women running around because everybody is having girls.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So
good.
I
That's
got,
awesome.
got
So it's a
two
different
nieces,
dynamic.
two nieces. I got three goddaughters. Man, everybody just
Oh,
having girls.
yes. Okay. That's a nice dynamic to add. So, okay, so tell us about this fatal accident. How old were you and what happened?
Okay, I was 15 years old when it happened. It happened on April 30th, 2005. So
Yeah.
before I get into the actual accident,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you leading up to the accident what happened
Okay.
prior.
Yes.
Okay, so Cameron Brown is my best friend. We were hanging out. Unfortunately, as kids, we were smoking weed and
Uh-huh.
walking around. And after you smoke, we wanted to do something. We wanted to
Right.
find something to eat. So we left and we went up to Old Charlie's on Michigan Road.
Okay.
When we went in, we saw two lady friends of ours that were sitting over in the corner. So we was like,
Mhm.
hey, no reservation, we'll join them. So we went over there, we did what we did. We talked and we came up with this idea to crash prom because it was our junior prom going on that night.
Okay.
And
And
so
what high school was this?
this was Pike.
This was Pike? Okay. And
This
shout
was
out to Cameron
Pike.
Brown, my brother-in-law.
Yeah, this is Pike High School's junior
Okay.
prom. So
Okay.
we had regular clothes on, and we was like, "Well, let's go home and change clothes." So we went back and was like, "Why we change clothes? Let's just keep on what we got on. I mean, we can't put on a suit or anything.
Like, I was like, we're just gonna go and crash the
We're just
prom.
gonna go."
Right.
So when we leave the house, and now we're going northbound on Michigan Road,
Mhm.
going towards the highway.
Yeah.
Um, Cameron was in the car with me. The other two girls was in the car in front of us, and we were following.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it was just a big boom, big crash. She ran into the back of somebody. So I swerved around. Now it was raining that day, and there was a lot of traffic out. And I didn't want to pull my car over to the side because there's no median, so just a
Right.
little thin line, and I didn't want to cause another accident. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
drove all the way down to Big Lots by Bentry,
Uh-huh.
parked the car, and me and Cameron ran back over to the scene.
Right.
Now that story right there is the only story that I know
Uh-huh.
because you got to understand when I got hit, I had a traumatic brain injury, so I don't remember
Mhm.
anything else. So
Yeah. Okay.
the stories that I'm about to tell you now are stories that were told to me when I woke up in the hospital a couple months
Wow.
later. So well, they say I was helping. Her name is Mackenzie. I was helping her get out the car, and he was helping Corey get out the car. Mackenzie was in the driver's side. Corey was in the passenger. Now, it was told that as we were all walking back over to the side of the road, there was a guy coming northbound at us, dead
Wow.
at us. There
Yeah.
was a lady coming southbound, dead at us. So they tried to miss each other from hitting each
Mhm.
other,
Mhm.
and she ran me over. Um, I
Wow.
was pinned under the car. They had to pry the car off of me. Um, and yeah, I woke up 3 months later in the hospital, not knowing what's going on, what
What had
happened,
happened? Yeah.
anything at all like that. I had no idea. I um, I suffered injuries to my femur bone. It was snapped in
Mm.
half. Pelvic was crushed. Hip was crushed. Had a crushed jaw, crushed right eye socket, crushed
Yeah.
cheek, and a traumatic brain injury. Um, I underwent I underwent two brain surgeries while I was in induced coma. When I came out the coma, I did a third one a couple months later.
Mhm.
The first two were to give my brain, relieve my brain of pressure because it
Mm.
was swollen, and my skull was just sitting next to me while my brain was trying to come down.
Wow.
And that was the time where my life was in jeopardy. The doctor told my mother that I'm not going to survive the night. Um,
Mm.
gave me said about 45 to 60 minutes of life left. He probably won't survive. And that was my savior because she told them that no, he is going to survive. As long
Yeah.
as you go in there and you do what you're supposed to do, he'll be
Yeah.
fine. She said, you don't see what I see through my eyes. She said
Mhm.
my son's going to be fine. But they called in the chaplain. My grandfather called my auntie trying to make funeral arrangements and all of that. And I pulled
So,
through the.
and how old were you again?
I was 15 years old.
You were a baby. And
Yeah,
so you guys were behind the car that was in front of you, or you were the car that was in front?
I was the car behind. Yes, I was
Behind.
behind the
Okay.
car that actually got into the first accident.
And who was driving?
I was driving my car. Mackenzie was driving the other car.
Oh my gosh. And so they get in an accident. Mackenzie gets in this accident,
Hmm.
and so you guys kind of swerve around and drive up a little bit so that you can kind of get out of the way, and
Right.
then you run back
Mhm.
to see if they're okay. And first of all, were they okay?
Yeah, they were fine.
Okay, so they were okay, and you went back to see, just to check on them, see what was going on. And in the middle of that happening, there was a car coming southbound and northbound,
Yep.
and they
And
were
it deep
trying
into
to
the night.
avoid hitting each other.
Correct.
And instead of doing that, the car ran you over.
Yep. Completely ran me over. Yeah.
And
From
you
the
don't
back.
remember that. You just remember up until the accident.
Only thing I remember is parking the car and running back over. I can't even remember running and seeing the car. All I remember is running, and
Wow.
then everything else is I don't know what happened from there on out. And then
Wow.
I remember opening my eyes at the hospital. My auntie was on my right, my mother was on my left. There were some people at the door, and I remember that moment, and then everything goes away. I don't remember ICU.
Yeah.
They said I pulled the tubes out when I was awake. I was trying to
Mhm.
leave. I was trying to get up. I remember
Yeah.
that.
So did you remember the people that were around you when you came to?
No, I didn't.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna talk
I
about
mean,
that
now
too.
my aunt and my mom. I know everybody else. I don't know who was there. I
Wow.
just remember looking at the door, and there were people looking in. I
Mm.
remember that. But other than that,
Did you know who your mom was when
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay,
Yeah,
you remember who she was. Okay, that's good.
but it
So
was
when the car hit you, when it ran you over, what part of your body did it run over?
my whole body.
Your whole body.
So well, they said it hit me from the back. That her right tire went over my whole body, from my leg, my butt, my back, over my head,
Wow.
and then of course, I was cold knocked out, so I was just pinned under her truck.
Oh my God. And how did they get the truck off of you?
Um, I don't think they pried the truck off. I think they kind of got me from under there, but
Wow.
I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Oh my
There's
God.
a lot about the actual accident that
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
somebody
Wow.
else, they know the story.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure. So they pull you out from the car. Obviously, they rush you to the hospital and you're just, out of it. I can't even imagine the car not only ran your whole body over, but your head too, and it
Mhm.
was stuck on top of you.
Yep.
And wow, so they had to pry you out, rush you to the hospital. Um, and so you were in a coma for 3 months.
Yep. Induced coma. Well, for first month it was a regular coma. When I came out of that, they put me back into an induced coma. So
Okay.
that's how that went. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Wow. And you had 3 surgeries,
Oh, I had no, I had many surgeries. I had three brain
three
surgeries.
brain surgeries. Okay.
And I talked to my mother about it today. Now she said that all these surgeons had to work on me at one time because I needed facial reconstruction because my brain was exposed. So
Oh my
everything had to
God.
happen quickly.
Wow.
So they were working on my head, my face, and my leg. They put a rod in my leg to hold it still. And this side of my face, this is all metal. I
Wow.
didn't believe it until I saw the X-rays. I
Yeah.
looked like
Yeah.
Terminator. This is everything over here is metal, metal plate. All of this is metal.
Oh my gosh. So you are literally the definition of I don't look like what I've been through.
Right, correct.
Because you don't look like anything like that ever could have happened. That is a miracle. It's a miracle in itself that you actually survived that, because obviously it should have been fatal. And just to even know that you can't remember, there was some type of brain damage.
Hmm.
And most of the time when there's brain damage, there's not life after
Right.
that. So you are literally a miracle.
Mhm.
So how does it feel when you hear these accounts and these different stories about what happened and what you went through?
When I'm gonna tell you what I believe. So I grew up in church on both sides of my family, my mother and my father.
Yeah.
They went to church a lot. I was
Mhm.
in choir and everything.
Mhm.
But to me, growing up, they never taught me about church. They never taught me
Mm.
who Jesus Christ was or what
Yeah.
God was.
Right.
All I remember from church is coloring books, donuts,
Wow.
butterscotch, and just
Yeah.
standing up thinking. They didn't teach me about anything. So
Yeah.
my faith was very vague as far
Mm.
as higher being.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so what I believed happened was all God did was change my direction.
Wow.
That's all he was here to do for me. He knew that I was going to pull through this. He knew that I wasn't going to die. But he also knew that, okay, prior to this, I was smoking weed. I didn't have the best grades. I was passing, but I was still
Yeah.
heading in a different direction than what he probably thought my journey needed to be.
Yeah.
So this was that moment to change my direction
Wow.
because I was in the hospital in April.
Uh-huh.
I was out the hospital the end of August to start my senior year.
Yeah.
And to
Crazy.
start my senior year, I learned how to walk, I learned how to talk, I learned how to do math, I learned how to really live life again. And for me to walk into my high school and for people to see me like nothing ever happened, like no
Mm.
changes, I have no disabilities, I'm not walking with a cane. The only thing I got from all of that is migraines. I got
Yeah.
migraines. So that's why I believe that all God was trying to do was to turn my direction and show me the right
Ooh.
path of where I want to go, or where that I need to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then when it comes to art, like I broke almost everything on the right side of my body. As you can see, nothing happened on the left side of me. And I'm a
Yeah.
right-handed artist as well. So
Yeah. Yeah.
God won't put more on you than you can bear, and He didn't take away my gift. So
Wow.
and I truly believe that art was my calling,
Yes.
and
Uh-huh.
that's when I started to focus on artwork
Right.
and
That
everything.
is so amazing because the Bible does say that the gifts are without repentance. So he definitely didn't take it away. But I mean, aside from your purpose, he didn't even allow your life to be taken. And that is so miraculous. I just, it's hard to even to imagine that this was possible. Like you really went through this.
Hmm. And
And
now
yeah,
it gets deeper. There's
go
more.
ahead, go ahead.
So my auntie Sherry Smith, she went to Eastern Star. That's what
Uh-huh.
she went to. So she had Eastern Star. Pastor Johnson prayed
Yeah.
for me
Uh-huh.
and in service, and she met Archie Mason.
Uh-huh.
Archie Mason is now a big artist around the world now, and not just here in the city.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now
yeah.
Archie Mason reached out to her and wanted to work with me when I got out of the hospital,
Wow.
and that's where my art career started, was understudying him.
Yeah.
That's how I started to get as big as I am now going through.
Right.
And it's just, to me, it's just crazy that all that transpired from my accident.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's amazing how the things that we go through, when we go through them, it seems like, it's just all hell breaking loose. It seems like it not even seems, it is, at times, things that we go through are so hard, and it's hard to see God in the darkness sometimes, but he always makes it work for your good. So even though it was a dark time, even though it was a tragic time, it still worked out for your good and turned around, to be something that worked for you in your favor. And I can't wait to talk. We're going to talk about your art in just a little bit, but I just, I want to know, for you, going through something like this, what do you think when you just, even when you just tell God thank you, what does that feel like? What level of gratitude do you have for your life? Like how do you feel about coming out of something like this?
the way I feel is that it really taught me that anything is possible.
Mm.
So there is no, there is no
Yeah.
I can't. I believe that I can do anything. you know
Yes.
Now, anything you do always takes time and practice.
Yes.
You just don't wake up and have everything you need. It takes
Right.
practice.
Right.
So I practice at everything that I do, from my art to cutting grass to paying bills to everything. It has taught me a lot.
Wow, everybody, please share this video. This is such a powerful story and a miraculous story of survival. I mean, you literally should have been dead, and you're walking like nothing happened. You're up, walking, talking, moving, like you said, no disabilities, nothing, as if nothing ever happened.
Right.
What an amazing journey this has been. I
I
just,
believe
wow.
there is there's a bigger purpose to my life. And
Yes.
that purpose wasn't fulfilled yet, so
Mm.
it wasn't time for me to go.
Wow,
I
that is so
fulfill
good.
whatever God has for me to fulfill.
Yes, wow, that was good, because no matter how bad, even death can't separate you from your purpose.
Right,
It's
exactly.
like, if it could, then you would have been gone, but you still
Right.
had a purpose to fulfill. Wow, that's powerful.
That's why I keep moving forward.
Yes.
Keep moving forward. I don't let nothing stop me, nothing get in my way. I keep moving.
I was going to ask you how does that affect you now, knowing that you survived something like this? How does that affect, your decisions and the things that you want to accomplish in life? But I mean, you just said it. It's like there isn't a such thing as no to you. If
Right,
you want to do it and you want to accomplish it, you're going to put everything, your mind and your heart and blood, sweat, and tears into it to make sure that it happens.
right, right, exactly.
So during this time when the car had ran over you, do you know what everybody else around you was doing? Like Cam and the other two ladies. Like, what was going on with them during this time?
Okay. Yes. So my mother saved my life in the hospital.
Yes.
Cameron saved my life when it happened.
Wow.
Um, everybody knows my mother from the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was always at my house. They know mom.
Hmm.
So what she had a problem with is that the other two girls, the first thing they wanted to do was call my mother, and they called my mother to explain that I was in an accident. I got hit. I'm doing really bad. It
Yeah.
was Cameron that actually called the ambulance to get there in
Oh,
time to get
wow.
me. So,
Wow.
like, I'm not sure if they even thought to call 911, but
I
the first
wonder,
person they thought to call was my mother.
was your mom?
So my
Hmm.
mom found out before anything, but Cameron called the
Wow.
ambulance. He called 911. That was the first thing he thought to do.
Yeah, yeah, that's the right thing to do because you need medical help as soon as possible. But it's obvious that God was your help, regardless of what help was coming, that God absolutely was your help and He was there. So, did they go to the hospital with you too, or did the police, have them stay back, or what happened?
No, they went to the hospital
They
with
went
me,
to the hospital.
and a lot of friends came as well because it was
Mhm.
during prom and everybody
Right.
found out that night. So
Yeah.
everybody came to the hospital. And then my mother, a couple of days later, my mother had to go to Pike High School and tell everybody to stop coming
Wow.
because it's getting too crowded.
Yeah, so many
So
people.
you
Uh-huh.
have to get permission from me to come to the hospital now because it was
Right. It's
the waiting room was so packed.
wow.
People. So
Yeah, that just means you were loved.
yep.
People were coming to see about you. That's awesome. So you were in the hospital from April until August.
hmm To about the end of August, I got
To the
out.
end of August.
I got released in September, the beginning of September. Yeah.
Well, and how many years ago was this?
This was back in '05,
Oh,
2005.
five. Wow.
Yep.
And so you're coming up on your anniversary in a couple weeks now.
I try not to think about it.
You do. So I was going to ask her, what do you do on the day, on April 30th every year? What do you do?
um, I'm older now, so
Yeah.
I have a drink.
And
But and it's
celebrate.
just and thank God that
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And in that moment, that time, around about around I want to say 10 o'clock,
Uh-huh.
between like 8 and 10 on
Yeah.
April 30th. So I just take that time to thank God that I'm still here, that I'm
Absolutely.
still walking.
Absolutely. Still. So what type of rehabilitation did you have to go through to even be able to walk back in school? Like what? You walked back into school in August?
Yep,
August.
yep.
Woo.
I'm very determined. And I'm going to tell you that I understand what babies go through when they're first trying to walk.
Yes.
That
I
it is
bet.
not easy to
Yeah.
walk. That
Yeah.
is one of the hardest tasks that I had to do in rehabilitation was to try to walk again. That's the worst pain ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever. And then plus I had a hip injury, so we use our hips for everything.
Yes.
So to put my toes on the ground, I can feel pain before I even put my heel to put pressure down.
Mm.
So just relearning how to move that, and everything was very intense
Yeah.
exercise, intense leg workouts. It was, yeah, I wanted to cry every day.
So did you when you said you what every day?
I wanted to cry every day,
Oh yeah,
every
absolutely. I
every
can
day,
imagine. Yeah,
trying
that's
to walk.
hard. Yeah,
Learn
that's
how
really
to.
hard.
I had to learn how to get in and out of the car, get in and out of the bed, learn how to sit down on a chair. Um, yeah, if you could think of, you name it, as far as using your hips and rotating,
Yeah.
I had to relearn everything.
So was it a situation where you were paralyzed, or it was just a lot of pain from all of the injuries?
It was just a lot of pain.
A lot of
I
pain.
had
That's
no
because
grip
it's
on it.
amazing that you weren't paralyzed.
Yeah.
Wow. So then when you started, to go through rehabilitation, you said so it was just a lot of leg exercises and a lot of work to rebuild. And
A
so
lot of
then,
twisting, turning, leg
mm,
up and down, a lot of hip work.
yeah, yeah. So when you took your first step, what was that like, and what did you think?
My first step is so funny
It was why?
because so first of all, I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Okay.
So I am that person that you can't tell me I can't do something, especially if I'm in the
Right.
hospital. So they had to. I got locked in my bed. They had sit me all the way up to where I couldn't get out of my bed, and I found a way to crawl through and get out.
Wow.
So my mama, she had to have people take turns watching me, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't move because
Right.
I'm not gonna strap my arms down. You're definitely not
Right.
gonna do that. So I told my mother, I said, "Ma, I want to go home. I can walk. I can walk, Mom."
Uh-huh.
I said, "Look." So I was on the edge of the bed. I swung around, put my feet on the floor. I said, "See, look, feet's on the floor. You ready?" I stood up and went straight to the ground. My
Oh
first step,
no.
and I couldn't get up.
Oh my
You
gosh.
can't get up. You can't walk, can you?
Oh,
Yeah. It was funny, but I learned from it.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was me being hard headed and learning from myself.
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
it was not that easy. Just even though my brain says you've been walking all your life, you could just pick
Yeah.
up and walk. No.
It wasn't
As
happening.
soon as I picked my butt up,
It
it
was
just
over.
all gravity went down. Everything went down,
What
and
is
I
that? What did it feel like, to not know how to walk? What does that feel like? And could you
it,
understand, like, because, if we want to get up today, we just stand up,
right,
we just do
right,
it. So
right.
what was that like to not be able to do
It,
that?
it was a weird feeling to me because
Yeah.
I'm determined to prove you that I can walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is my personality. I'm going to prove.
Stubborn.
So I work hard until I hurt myself even more, and I
Yeah.
want
Wow.
to keep going because in my mind I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I know I'm here getting help, but I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm working even harder to get better so I can get out.
Get out. Yeah.
That's where my mind. Plus, I was 15 years old, and
Yeah.
on my sweet 16th birthday in the hospital.
What were you doing driving is what I want to know.
Prior or
Yeah.
after,
At 15.
I was driving at 13.
What? So did you get in trouble?
No, back then you could have a permit.
Oh,
You could
right.
have a
Yeah.
permit at
Permit. Yeah.
14 years old. Yeah. So yeah, I had
Wow.
a permit. My the person who my mother was with at the time bought me a car, and
Uh-huh.
so yeah, I was rolling young.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right, right. Okay, so walk me up to the point. So you start learning how to walk again. Did you and you said you had to use a cane or no?
I had to use a
A
walker
walker.
and,
Okay.
and crutches,
Yeah.
and I
And
had to
then
take
so
my
you
walker
learn how
off.
to walk, and then what? What's next for you?
While learning how to walk, I did have to do. I had to do speech classes. I had to learn how to
Mm,
pronunciate and learn how to talk
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Then once I got that better, math and English. I
Mhm.
was in school at the hospital, so every day I had class every day.
That's
So it
a
was
lot.
just like being at school, but it was quicker.
Yeah.
This is something we're doing every day.
That's a lot to have to endure what you went through, and then have to do school on top of that, just to be able to have, your mind working again. That is unbelievable. Wow. So when you start walking again, what does your mom say? Like, what is she? Because she was the one that was like, "No, this is not my son's time. Like, you go figure it out. Do
Hmm.
what you got to do, but don't come back up in here telling me that my baby ain't going to make it. Period." And
Well,
so,
my mother is really strong. So
uh-huh, she
uh,
has to be.
she was more of a, I told you he was going to be fine.
Yeah,
The first time. You
right.
she was more of that.
Uh-huh,
Um, and she told me that I need to stop being so hard headed and listen, and what
yeah.
she still didn't do.
Uh-huh.
Um, at 50, no, what? No, it was 16. So at 16 years old, how can you tell a 16-year-old that you can never play basketball again, you can never bowl again, you can never do any things that you love doing growing up?
Were you scared, or were you concerned about what other people would think, or what went through your mind as a child? To you won't walk again, you won't play ball again. What goes through your mind?
What went through my mind was watch me. So,
Right, because you can't
so
tell
recess.
Ooh,
I had a recess to go home. Go
yeah.
home for a little bit. I mean, I was still on my walker, but I could walk a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And you know what the first thing I got in trouble for?
What?
Bowling. Yep, I sure did. I went bowling.
Ain't that
I mean,
something? I
it
have a
was
son
hard.
like that's like that. He loves bowling. He fractured his foot. He's not supposed to walk without a boot. He doesn't have his boot on. So this is really teaching me a lot about his stubbornness and his determination. And I think that's something that we all, all the parents watching tonight can really take a lesson out of this. When your kids are stubborn, cultivate that, because that just means that they're determined and that they know what they want to do. And sometimes you just have to step back and let them figure it out.
And you got to remember that us being so determined is what helps us get over whatever injury that we have. Because to
Wow.
get over energy is always fitness,
Yeah,
fitness
yeah,
exercise. So
yeah.
if you're still moving and doing things, you're really putting fitness back into whatever you hurt. You,
Right,
you
right.
kind of get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So exercise is a big thing of
Yeah,
recovery. So that's
yeah.
just what I believe.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. I believe that too. So, yeah, wow, that's amazing.
I was playing
Okay, so
basketball. Yep, I was doing all of that.
so you were just like, I'm going bowling, and
Yep. Even though, I mean, the doctor said, he said there's a certain place that you can get hit in your head and you can die. And I would, you know what I told him? Y'all
well,
told me I had 60 minutes to live, and I'm still here.
well,
So, I can't. I understand what you're saying,
yeah,
but I can't believe it. As a
you can
kid, I
accept
don't
it.
believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't accept it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, if we could just grab a hold to that, some things may be true, but when you choose not to accept it, you can live and surpass whatever that truth is. Even if it's a bad truth, it's still a truth, and you don't have to fall victim to it when you believe and when you are dedicated and determined not to allow that to be what your outcome is. So that's powerful. That's an act of faith too. That's a really strong faith to have. So what are you doing today?
So today, I'm actually starting to work on a new body of work. Um,
Okay.
Today, I'm kind of all over the place. I got a lot going on.
So
Um,
you're an artist though right now, right?
right.
And tell us what type of artist you are and what you do.
I'm a sand artist.
Okay.
I'm a mixed media sand artist. I don't really have a set style.
Uh-huh.
I like to tell a story.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm doing, I'm either gonna tell a story, or I'm going to show you a sentence and let you finish the story of what
Yeah.
you believe in this piece. Just like the piece
Right.
behind me. There's a
Yeah.
big My story is in it, but there's so many stories that I've heard from other people about this piece.
That's an amazing piece, and it's obvious that that is your purpose. I mean, for you to survive something that tragic and still be able to operate in your purpose without any handicap, that's
Mhm.
mind blowing. That's amazing. So that is an amazing piece behind you. What other pieces do? You just do like canvases, or what other
Yeah,
type of
everything
work?
I do is on canvases.
Okay.
I do portraits. I do a lot of things with type because I did go to college. I went to college for 4 years for graphic design. I do have a degree, but I am not using my degree. So
Okay.
I incorporate a lot what I've learned from design into my fine arts.
Is
So
this
it makes me
Tupac right here?
this is Tupac and Biggie. It's called
Wow. Tell us about this
Unsolved.
piece.
This piece is called Unsolved Mystery, and I
Ooh.
came up with it as I was working on it because originally
Wow.
it was just gonna be a picture of Tupac that I was always inspired by to create. Then I got an idea as I was working, so and I got an idea to change up to make things puzzled. So that's how
Wow.
I came up with the title of Unsolved Mystery.
That is
And this
beautiful.
piece was in my Gemini show as well.
Okay.
Tupac and Biggie were both Geminis. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was a wonderful piece. Yeah.
And what about this piece?
This piece is titled My First Date. So my first date with my now current wife, we went to Eagle Creek.
Oh yeah.
And most people when they go on dates, you want to go to the movies or you want to go out to eat. Well, you can't talk in the movies, and you're not supposed to talk while you're eating.
Right.
So my first day, we went to the park. You know, really,
Oh,
get to know each other, watch the sunset.
that is beautiful.
And I want to apologize about the music in the background if you hear it. I'm in my studio and yeah, they're rehearsing. So
Yeah, no worries at all. It's fine. And is this
oh,
another piece of yours behind the
now
door of
this
truth?
piece right here is the start of my new series that I'm working on.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking magazine covers and I'm letting the title tell the story of the image.
Wow, that's dope.
So yeah, and this one is called Surviving 2020.
Oh
Going through the
wow.
pandemic, we have to mask up.
Yeah.
In her eyes, she's not really hurt. She's distraught of everything that's going on. She's ready for a new release to get out and be beautiful again.
Wow.
We've been locked in the house for I don't know how long.
That is so beautiful. Well, this one's different.
This one's called Birth of an Angel. Now, this is one of my favorite pieces. I'm so
Yeah,
surprised that I
I can
still
see
own
why.
it. This one right here was my story was paying homage to the women in the world.
Wow.
Women do go through a lot in the world. And
Yes.
now I wanted to show that finally um, she's done what she's supposed to do and she's got her wings.
Wow.
Now she can take care of everything, below her.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good. And that's the earth.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's dope. I love that.
And this is my current piece that I currently just created for the Indianapolis airport.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so the piece you saw behind me, my dreams piece, was in the airport back in 2018,
Okay.
2019.
Uh-huh.
This piece did so well in the airport, they asked me to do it again, but using Indianapolis for
Okay.
bicentennial year. So,
Yeah.
and that's what I created for them.
Wow. So you have a piece right now in the airport right now. That's what we just saw.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Where else is your work at?
This piece also is on a billboard on 16th in Delaware.
Wow.
There was a light show for the March Madness that
Uh-huh.
this piece was broadcast downtown on the lights. Um, I have work in the Indiana State Museum.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm now, I can't really say, well, this piece is going somewhere big in the city.
Yep.
Uh, Stay tuned, it will be revealed
Uh-huh.
maybe in a
Yeah.
month or
And congratulations on that too. That's
so.
awesome. That's a big one. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Um, so how can people reach you?
You can reach me at theartandcarter.com
And
or
spell that
Instagram.
for us.
The Art and Carter, TheArtin Carter at gmail.com or .com.
Okay.
And you can find that on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram. Um, I'm trying to think. I can't think of it. What is another platform? Big platform.
Twitter, my
Yeah,
I was gonna say
Twitter and okay, we're gonna use
Facebook.
second.
Did you say
So
Facebook already?
yeah, I said Facebook.
Okay, and Instagram. You're on Twitter.
Instagram.
Are you on Snapchat?
No, I'm not on Snap.
Are you on
Um,
TikTok?
no, I'm not on TikTok either.
You can
And
do
I'm
some
not
pretty
real
cool
big
TikToks.
in the video thing,
Yeah,
but it's popular right now, so I might have
yeah,
to
yeah. You
learn
could do
how to
some dope
figure it
stuff with that art now on TikTok. That would be hot. That's awesome.
out.
So, what are you in 5 years? What are you planning on doing? Where do you see yourself being in 5 years?
In 5 years, I want to have my own gallery. I want to own my own building, have my own shows, my own gallery.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
can't
that
wait.
that's what I'm working towards. I'm currently, well, right now I'm not in school, but I'm gonna finish my MBA in business.
Awesome.
So I'm learning about a lot. But a wise man once told me just be great, and
Yeah,
that's all I've been doing. And people are calling left and right, so it's hard to
yeah.
juggle and try to figure out this when you have so many people over here that's gravitating towards you. So
Right, right. Wow, that you have an amazing gift. I'm so grateful for your
thank
life. I'm grateful for your story, your purpose. A lot of people are still searching for their purpose. So for you to know your purpose and be working in it and it's successful, it's a major blessing. You definitely have been favored because this is something that it's just mind blowing. It's just something that I would never again, looking at you, I would never know that you went through any of this
you. Hmm.
because the way that God healed you and the
Right.
fact that you had to have surgery on your brain, you had to have reconstructive surgery on your face. Your face is beautiful. You would never know.
Thank
So I just yes, I just praise God for your healing and your miraculous story. You are a walking miracle.
you. Thank you. And one more
Yes.
thing, I want to.
Yes, sure.
So a lot of people say, "How did you get a dimple?" That is like really nice. How'd you get a dimple up there? Well, this came from being hard headed after coming out the hospital.
From bowling,
No, this came from basketball.
basketball.
So what happened was I was playing ball and I got elbowed right here. Now right here sits a screw. There's a screw right here and there's a screw up here. So
Yeah.
he hit the screw and
Oh,
punctured the skin. It swelled up, and I told my mama I ain't going back to the hospital. I ain't going. So I patched it up. I left it alone,
oh
and
my gosh.
this now I could get this taken off, but I gotta have surgery. And I'm
Yeah.
going through surgery again. It don't
Yeah.
bother me,
No,
and
no.
people like it. So
Yeah, and people actually have get piercings and stuff to have a dimple. So absolutely, I wouldn't do it either.
so yeah, yeah. But yeah, this is just me being hard headed and pushing through, not caring about somebody telling me I can't do something.
Right, absolutely. Well, I think we all need to adopt that mind thought, that process, that mind, where you just believe and whatever it is that you want to do, you're gonna do it. Period. Regardless of what anybody says, regardless of what it looks like. If this is what I want to do, I'm gonna do it. And if we all adopt that mindset, then we will be so much further in life. That's powerful. Well, again, congratulations to you with all your pieces. I mean, they are phenomenal. I mean, wow, I'm blown away by everything. Your story, your purpose, your artwork is awesome. It
Thank you.
is awesome. And
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you so much for joining us today. Your
Thank you. I
story has
appreciate you
been
having me.
so powerful.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. I have enjoyed this story and I'm sure I'm gonna come back and ask you some more stuff because I'm just so intrigued by it. Just to know that you literally were ran over by a car, the whole right wheel
Mhm.
ran over your whole body, and you are sitting here, including your head. Your
Mhm.
brain was exposed. You said
Mhm.
your skull was sitting right next to you,
Yep.
and here you are telling us about it.
Mhm.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And one last thing, since we're live, Mackenzie Nunley.
Yeah,
If you get a chance to watch this, look at where I'm at now and
yeah.
what this has come about because Mackenzie blames herself for my
Oh,
accident,
oh,
and I want to tell her that the blame is not on you. There is no blame.
there's not.
Like I said, this was just God
Yes.
changing my direction.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because you
Ooh,
look
that's
at me
beautiful.
now, I look like nothing happened. So if this helps, the accident didn't happen. Didn't
Ooh, that
happen.
is powerful. Oh my gosh, that is powerful. It didn't happen, and that's it. Woo! It didn't because it did. The weapon was formed, but it didn't prosper. And how amazing for you to even address that. And I hope that her name is Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Nunley, yes.
Mackenzie Nunley. I really hope and pray that she can release whatever guilt that she has because honestly, even if she wasn't there, this still would have happened. It just would have happened a different way. It would have happened because it was part of God's plan because He was redirecting your path, like you said. So,
And Corey Johnson was the other girl. I don't believe that she thinks it was her fault,
yeah,
but there again,
yeah,
there was no way it could have been your fault. You know, God could have really been working through you guys
yeah,
to have this happen for me to
yeah.
change. You know,
Wow,
if this didn't happen, who's to say I would be here today? And
wow.
I would have died in the streets then.
Yeah,
You
woo,
know,
that's
so,
powerful. So really this could have been that your saving grace. And a lot of times we don't look at tragedy as our saving grace, but a lot of times it is. It's
right,
what keeps us here.
right.
That is so
Everything
powerful.
happens
I'm
for a
glad that you
reason.
said that. Would you
Everything
say?
happens. I said everything happens for a reason.
Yes, it does.
So,
It's everything happens, everything that happens is intentional.
right, right,
Catered specifically for you, everything that we go through. So that is good, and I hope that people watching, will take that and take that lesson for themselves that things that have happened involving you are not your fault. You have to release the guilt and the
right,
shame and the pressure of the things that happen because everything that happens God allows. It's
right,
all according to His plan. So you have to trust the process and understand that it's going to work out for your good, even though it's hard, even though it's rough, even though it doesn't feel good. It's going to work out for your good at the
right.
end of the day.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow. Woo. I just love this so much. It's just hard to just get off of it because there's just so much richness in your story. But I hope maybe one day you'll have, people, your family, your mom, anybody that was around, Cam, everybody
Mhm.
involved. Maybe they can, write their version of the story, and you guys can put a book together, or do something, or maybe you can draw it out in a piece of artwork and tell, the story of that night
Right.
and how it brought you to your purpose.
I've
That
been thinking of a way. I've been thinking about it.
you
So
have,
yeah, the
yeah,
story thing is big.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking more movie, documentary type. You know, that's
Yes,
what it is.
yes, I definitely was thinking of a documentary as well. That would probably be the best way because you can see it in action and step
Mhm.
by step. So yeah, that would be awesome. I'm looking forward to it because I'm gonna just say that it's gonna happen. So I'm
What is
looking
gonna
forward to
happen?
it. Yeah, it is. Well, again, thank you so much for being our special guest tonight. This was something that was needed, even for me. There are a lot of things that I'm going through that I saw a lot of similarities with you and my son, and how one of my sons is so determined,
Hmm.
and I'm going to take that and use that as a lesson to let my kids, live. If they want to learn the hard way, they can learn because they're going to learn. But at
Right.
the end of the day, God has His hand on our lives, so we are going to be okay. We're going to be okay. So again, thank you for the message. Thank you for the testimony. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you for being
You're
here. I appreciate everybody for watching tonight, and I hope you tune in next week. We have another amazing show. Whew, this story is gonna it's gonna blow your mind too. So tune in next week, next Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. And also, we want to know what have you survived. What have you been through that you came out of? I Survived is a series about what happens when individuals take the necessary steps to overcome the unpredictable and harsh circumstances of life. So we've all been through some stuff, but we want to hear from you. So inbox us or email us your story at the I Survive Show at gmail.com. You can inbox me at Rita Green on Facebook or Instagram, the Rita Green. Or again, you can just email us at the I Survive Show at gmail.com. Thank you so much again. I hope you guys have an amazing night, an amazing week and weekend. We will see you next week. Thank you so much to Christopher Green, our producer, and C-LifeTV. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel C-LifeTV so that you can be updated on all of the stories from I Survived. Have a wonderful evening. God bless.